Mic check, mic check.
I gotta sign out.
Can y'all hear me? Oh shit.
I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though ambition, flow inside my DNA.
Congrats to Jake for being last week's highest scorer, and Ethan is this week's shotgun loser.
Chug, 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 yeah!
All right. Because my team decided to lay an egg, I'm going to go ahead and just take this down real quick. Rest of the league, just be warned, there's a trade in the works that's going to slingshot me into first place. So if you're involved in the trade talks, you know who you are. We're going to get this done. And yeah, I have really bad heartburn, so let's see how this goes. Oh! Thank you.
Nick and Ethan squared off in week 2 earlier this season.
Ethan's the defending champ here. Having somebody dominate the league from start to finish and win it all is a pretty rare sight.
Is this a hot dog person?
Oh, are you Tony Hawk?
Yep.
Tony Hawk.
Who the fuck was yours?
Mine was Wyndham legend Sean Johnson.
Who the fuck is that?
Who?
Sean Johnson.
Who was that?
After the games were played, there was a true matchup that needed to happen. Heading into Monday Night Football, Ethan carried a 20-point lead. Ethan had Nick Chubb still to play, while Nicky had Najee Harris in his RB2 position and George Pickens in his flex. Unfortunately, early in the second quarter, Nick Chubb went down on a pretty gruesome injury, which ended up ending his season, but it couldn't get any worse for Ethan, right? Wrong. George Pickens catches Kenny Pickett's pass and takes it to the house for a 71-yard touchdown bomb. Unfortunately for Nicky, his RB2 and Najee Harris decided to dive at the goal line, ended up fumbling the ball, couldn't secure the final points. Ethan squeaks out a close one by less than 1 point.
That's true.
Ethan survived the Monday Night Miracle in week 2, but it's a new week. The rematch, Ethan versus Nicky, starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. I hope y'all can hear me okay. Ethan, Nick, you guys can unmute yourselves now. How are we doing tonight, gentlemen?
Doing great.
Feeling real good.
Good stuff, good stuff. Well, this reset on me, so let me just go ahead and edit this real quick. LOL. Welcome into all of our viewers. As you know, we were last week. We are live, unedited, unfiltered, and we're going to bring you some good content, hopefully. So, first things first, the agenda for this week's video, we're going to do 2 drafts. We're throwing it back to Manchester School. We're going back to recess, and we're lining up the Battle Axe boys against the brick wall, and we're picking first a flag football team, and then second, a backyard baseball team. As you can see on the screen, Nick, I'm going to give you the first pick for the flag football draft. The reason, or the idea that kind of sparked this was the Olympics, I believe, are having flag football all of a sudden. So that's going to be cool. Plus, with Thanksgiving coming up, I know a lot of family traditions are to play some football in the backyard. So, without further ado, Nick, you have the first pick overall. Let's start us off.
Should we go ahead and just put Ethan and I on our respective teams, or are we drafting ourselves?
No, yeah, that's actually a great call out. It was like that, but for whatever reason, it reset. So, yeah, thanks for doing that. You don't have to draft yourself. That's a given. We're going to do a snake draft. So, Nick, you get the first pick, and then Ethan, you'll get 2 back-to-back.
All right, well, I think it's more of a personal decision here, but can't let this guy slide off the board. I'm going to go with Mr. Turquoise, Mr. Red 11 himself, Brad Carpentier.
Wow. Completely unbiased here, but I think that's a fantastic pick.
For those who don't know, Brad and I had a pretty dominant run through flag football in college, and Ethan, he was on those teams as well, but there were 2 stars. So.
Good stuff. Chat, let me know if the volume sounds all right. Ideally, we're trying to balance both Nick and Ethan's voices with mine. I know last time Brandon and Brady were kind of overpowering, which is fine, but for the sake of your speakers at home, I want to try to balance that out. So let me know if it sounds all right. Ethan, your first pick.
Give me the do-it-all center, tight end, receiver, quarterback. Matt Aldrich.
With a natty daddy in hand. Solid pick.
I prefer if he plays a little drunk, too. He's better if he's got a little buzz.
Right.
This is tough. Can I get my girl Keisha? Who's just a weapon on the turf in 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's anybody that knows Keisha knows.
Okay. Yeah, Keisha's a great pick. I should have started. Actually, Ethan, this might change your vote. You get one backyard sports pick.
Oh no, I'm taking it.
Okay. Yeah, Keisha
She does
Williams.
Pablo.
Keisha Williams is an absolute stud. She's a unit. I mean, you got two hell of an O line already just between her and Aldi. So
Line.
yeah,
They're running good.
good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Nick, back to you. Your second and third pick.
Well, I'm pretty shocked. This guy's still here. He's a hell of a deep ball runner. Great hands, great eyes for the ball. Really goes up and gets it at the high point. We're gonna go with Sam Terry here.
Samuel Terry. He honestly has the best picture on this thing by far, besides my boy Pete Wheeler, of course. Yeah, Sam's a stud, absolute stud. You know, he can basically play all positions on the flag football field. I'm liking your roster, Nick. Again, unbiased, but
Steal in the second round. So I think we need to clarify here a little bit on Brandon. What's his current health status? Is he on the IR still, or we have
yeah.
a
So
health individual here?
I mean, Brandon has 2 bionic knees at this point, so I think we're gonna go under the assumption that he is fully healthy, and he honestly might be at a little bit of an advantage nowadays.
Well, I feel like I need someone to guard Aldi, and I think Brandon's the man for the job, so I'm going to have to add him to my squad here.
Double Nichols joins Nicky's squad. Solid pick. Solid pick. All right. Ethan, back to you.
So I'm just gonna go with like the most athletic, which at this point I'm thinking is Sprague. So
Andy, yeah.
he's gonna have to get a little bit of speed. Yep, Andy. We gotta get some speed involved. Aside from myself.
Sprague is a very solid pick. He was a sleeper
Okay,
for
good.
sure. That's a good get out of you. We used to do a couple of just kind of friends flag football games, and Sprague was just torching us. So yeah, that's a great pick.
Alright. I wish I knew what his capabilities were of throwing the ball. But I'm gonna take a shot here and go Slug. I just feel like he can throw it.
Wow. Okay. That's one of Slug's many nicknames, according to himself in the Hot Ones episode. Slug Brady was one of them. So yeah, that might be a sneaky pick. I know Jake's in the chat saying there's zero doubt in my mind I'll be dead last in the draft, and I've accepted it. You're wrong, my friend. You're wrong. All right, Nick, back to you. You're going to close it out with 2 picks here. Sorry, 1 pick. And it's got to be a bet. No, 2. But one has to
One
be
of
a
them
backyard.
has to be.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Imagine Andy or Brett just doesn't get drafted. No, sorry.
Well, with all due respect to Brady, I think there's a special place in my heart for Andy in flag football. He doesn't always get it done, but I will say that kid has uncovered more than anybody in the history of flag football. And there were some times where you could just find him deep, wide open for an easy 6 points. So I'm going to add Andy to my squad.
Salmon Hands almost rounds out Nicky's squad. Solid, safe pick there.
AKA Jackson Mahomes.
Yeah, I saw that in the chat, dude. Jackson Mahomes. Oh, God. Hopefully Andy, I don't know if he's in here, but stand up for yourself. All right, Nick, you close out your roster with one of the backyard characters.
So that's Pablo Sanchez, right?
That is
Mr.
the
right there.
Pablo Sanchez, yeah.
That's the Pablo Sanchez. I don't know how he wasn't the first backyard hero to be picked, but we're adding him to the squad. Easy.
Football is not a sport.
99 overall.
He's a baseball player. Keisha's a truck. Honestly, I'm surprised Wheeler didn't go.
We
He's
were
the
all
fastest
baseball
kid on
players.
earth.
Wheeler is just electric. He is just
So
pure
fast.
speed. But I gotta remember his stats. But something tells me he can't catch very well just because he's so fast. But I think Pablo's an all around player, all around athlete. So I think that's solid. All right, Ethan. I'm assuming you're gonna go ahead and snag Brady.
I love that. That's not even a discredit to Brett. I'm happy to round it out. Good height and catch. That's solid way to round things out.
Awesome.
That's a good last pick.
I agree. Brady's got some height to him. So I think between him and Aldi, I mean, just throw it up, right? And just hope that they can catch it.
This is a tight game regardless, but like real lucky it's not tackle. I'll put it that way.
I mean, I got Brandon on my squad, college linebacker right there. So I think we are lucky it's not tackle.
Play D line.
Yeah. For the sake of all of our bodies, I think we're lucky it's not tackle.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the beer mile endurance. That's true. Brady does have some solid endurance.
Yeah,
on him.
see? There
Yeah.
we go.
All right. Good stuff. We're gonna go ahead and click a quick reset, but before that, just a quick recap. Nick's team is myself, Sam Terry, B. Mitch, Double Nichols, Andy Salmon Hands McElhaney, and the Pablo Sanchez, and Ethan snagged Aldi with his first pick, with an Addy Daddy, of course. Big Keisha, solid pick. Spragg, Slug Brady, and Brady. Honestly, I don't know. We got to do this sometimes. Once everyone's in Maine or whatever, let's lace them up. Let's get out there.
Thanksgiving Day game.
I know, that'd be sick. Good stuff. I'm gonna hit reset. Hopefully, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do this because I don't want to.
So did I get that wrong? Was Brandon a D lineman in college? I thought he was linebacker.
The end, yeah.
Edge.
All right. We're just going to run it back, except Ethan, you get the first pick this time.
Ooh.
This time,
Damn.
we're going to be doing backyard baseball, or essentially pickup baseball. Again, we could throw it back to Manchester. We could go to Field Allen, hit some bombs, Field 6. I mean, you name it. We got options.
Manchester,
yeah.
All right. Well. Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I'm now going to take the undisputed best baseball player of all time, Pablo Sanchez.
Love that. Pablo is a stud. Just an absolute stud. Good pick.
Yeah.
Nick?
Interesting first pick. Well, I don't know how good Sam is at baseball, so I don't think I can run it back with the same squad here, but I know how good Brad is. He's my third baseman, so I'm going to add Brad again. First round pick.
Oh, man, you're making me blush over here.
Easy pick. Easy
pick.
picks.
Yeah. All right, and your
Nah,
third
Baseball
I'm gonna
memories
go-
again.
or your second
I'm
pick.
pretty sure I think he played, but I'm going to take Sam. I'm pretty sure he played.
I'm still on the board.
And
Certainty.
well, now you know who I want. So,
Well, you're going to get him because although he's a streaky hitter, I have seen him get hot. He's like a microwave. I'm going to have to add Mr. Matt Aldrich himself.
I love it. Brings it back to the summer wiffle ball on the beach. I think it was just you two off in the distance, just hitting bombs in the water. All right, Petty, you kind of teased the pick
All right, you,
earlier. Are you
Sam.
going to go with it?
oh, yeah. Yep, no looking back.
Yeah, Sam's a good pick. I didn't want to give any insight, but Yeah, Sam was a stud at baseball. Shocker to nobody, most likely. So yeah, he's very good.
Well, rats.
I don't know what his abilities are, but he looks like and just reminds me of Ham. So give me Slug because I'm putting him right behind the plate. He just looks like a catcher.
Yeah, that was a good pick.
Wait,
I feel like he could probably rate
I feel like he can rake.
He reminds you of what?
Ham.
Ham, is that the guy from The Sandlot?
Yeah, I bet he hits nukes.
I don't know, man. I hope so. Jake, if Slug, if you're in the chat, dude, let us know. How are your baseball skills?
He had to.
Yeah. Doesn't matter now.
Andy's comment.
Sprague was a bad flag pick. He quit after one game in college.
I thought the same thing. He quit on me, so I couldn't pick him.
That is true.
It is a true statement.
That's all right. I'm gonna get the morale going.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It is, yeah, but this ideally is just a one game. So if you get him there for that one game, you know.
That's true.
All right, Nick, back to you.
Well, he quit on me on the gridiron, but I hope he doesn't quit on me on the diamond. So I'm gonna give Sprague a shot here. Seems like he could be a good baseball player. He's the right size. And getting roasted in chat.
Yeah, apparently he's getting roasted in chat, mostly just by Andy. Shocker. Yeah, no, I think that's a good pick. I really don't know if Sprague played in high school or growing up at all, but you know.
Huge forearms, though. Huge forearms, and that's what you need. Quick wrists.
Okay.
Be able to turn on it.
I'll trust you on that. Pokey Slug said, I hit massive tater tots, fellas. So
Perfect.
that doesn't really sound like a good thing, but
No, it's a good.
yeah. All right, Nick, I think it's you again.
Well, I know nothing about these other three. I guess I'll stick with actual friends here. I think I want Brady on my squad this time.
Brady.
He's got some baseball in him.
Solid. He's got that reach. All right, Ethan, back to you. Last two picks.
All right. Add a power bat. Give me Brandon. If he can make contact, it's going a long way. And if he can't, we're kind of fucked. But let's just hope that he can make contact.
True. And then you're also going to take Andy as well because you already have your backyard sports player.
Yep.
Solid squad. Again, I wish we could get out there and just kind of let the real world decide, but for now we'll just kind of see what everyone's reactions are. And Nick, your final pick between the three remaining backyard sports characters.
Was trying to give it a quick Google for what their overalls were, but I literally got like pants as my search result. So I guess we're gonna go with Wheels here. Give him a shot.
Well, Wheels as in Kenny's wheelchair or Pete Wheeler's speed. Oh shit! You can't script it any better.
Wheelchair.
Yeah. We're probably gonna get canceled, but
it's a little misleading on the names there, but
yeah,
we'll go with it.
All right. Well, solid squads there. Very well done. We are going to now jump into some Jeopardy per usual. I'm gonna try this thing. Again, I'm new to this whole streaming thing. We're going to see if I can get a little intro going. If not, I mean, we'll be right back either way. Here we go.
This is Jeopardy!
Who knows? All right, welcome into Jeopardy. I'm your host, Brad Carpentier. And it's the same people here. We got Ethan and Nick with me. I'm gonna run through the categories real quick. See if I can go full screen without messing anything up. Boom shakalaka. From left to right, we have Chin Game, a fan favorite. For those new in the chat, it's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna show a chin on screen. Ethan and Nick are gonna have to guess whose chin does that belong to. Second category, retro video games. I'm gonna show you a snapshot, a screenshot of one of those, semi-older games, and you got to tell me what video game that is. Third, who sang the lyrics? Pretty straightforward. I'm going to show you some lyrics. Maybe I'll sing them, probably not. Just tell me who sang them. Third, grab bag. Just a bunch of random questions. No relation to one another. And then finally, cartoon mashup. We introduced this last week on the episode. I'm going to combine two cartoons. You got to tell me what the two cartoons are. All right. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay. The last thing I will ask is, do you guys want to do the raise your hand thing so you each have equal shots, or do you want to alternate?
Oh, Braden.
Yeah. Yep. Me too.
Raising hands. All right. Good stuff. I don't know. Who wants to go first? Or actually, someone pick odd or even.
Odd.
I didn't write it down, but 2 was already on my sticky note, so I guess 2 it is. Ethan, you have the board.
We retro video games for 100.
Nick.
Super Smash Bros. 64.
Super Smash 64 is correct.
All right, Chin Game for 500.
Chin for 5. He's going at it. Nick.
Elon Musk on Joe Rogan's podcast, smoking a blunt.
That is correct. You got the location and everything. Well done, well done.
We'll stay on Chin Game because I just love that category. Chin Game for 400.
Nick.
Kevin dropping the chili.
Kevin dropping the chili is correct. Good stuff.
I'll spread out the fun here. Let's go retro video games for 500.
Nick.
I think that's GoldenEye 64.
GoldenEye 64. is
007.
correct. All right, we got a quick 1,500 to nothing lead, but that's all right. Ethan, just make sure you're raising your hand.
Is it raising?
It is. It is.
All right, I was making sure.
Yeah, I'm just giving you shit. No,
I
it
thought you
is.
just said that was incorrect. I was like, what?
No, it is. All right, Nick, back to you.
Let's go cartoon mashup for 100.
Ethan.
Stewie Griffin and Comedy Pickles.
Wow. Even got the name. Rugrats and Family Guy is correct.
Isn't that Dill?
Are you looking for?
I mean, if you can give me the characters.
Who's the little one?
Yeah, if you can give me the characters, great. If you want to just give me the shows, that's completely fine as well.
Let's go cartoon for 5.
Nick.
Barney and Simpsons.
That is correct. Barney and Barney from The Simpsons. Good stuff. You got the board.
Chin Game for 300.
Nick.
Oh, God.
Time's up. Sorry. Ethan, you did not buzz in, but you have a chance to if you would like to.
I still lose the points, right?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm all set.
All right.
Think
Jay
it's Leno.
Leno.
Wow.
Such a distinguished chin, like a real life quagmire, if you will. Ethan, we'll give you the board.
Retro 4.
Ethan.
I believe this is Cool Math.
Cool Math Games is correct. Well done. Honestly, look at some of these games, like throwbacks. Parking Mania, Balloons Tower
Boxers
Defense,
was so fun.
Blockers,
Balloons, dude, man.
Sugar, dude, where you had to like draw. I don't know. I don't even know how
These
to
are
explain
awesome.
Boxers
I
was
gotta play
good though.
Balloons after this.
it. I know.
Boxers was. That game used to.
Oh, good times doing that instead of paying attention in class. All right, 500 to 1700, and Ethan, you each still have the board.
Let me see. Let's go video games 3.
That was a tie, but Nick gets the nod.
Roller Coaster Tycoon. I think it's 2. No, just 1.
I need to like find a sim for that.
You have the same
or an
graphics.
emulator.
Roller Coaster Tycoon is correct. Back to you, Nick.
Chin game for 200.
Nick.
Travis Kelsey's girlfriend.
Yes.
Taylor Swift, sorry.
T Swift. I didn't want to do it, but I kind of had to. NFL, I just kind of had to throw it in there. All right, Nick, back to you.
Let's go grab bag for 100.
100?
Yeah.
And that is today's Daily Double. I don't know what the Daily Double music is, but la 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 la. All right, Nick, you have 2,200 points. You can make it a true Daily Double and wager it all and just blow this thing out of the water, or bid anything in between. What's your bid?
Does Ethan get to play for this too, or is this my question?
Your question. Yeah, your question and your question only. If you get it wrong and Ethan gets it, then I'll just give him like the normal point value for it.
All right, I'll do 1,700.
All right, 1,700 on the board. Your question is, which state are you in if you're visiting the Redwood Forest?
The state my mother is from, California.
California is correct. Nick adds 1,700 to his total, bringing his total to 39 hundo.
Sorry, Ethan.
But that's all right.
Happens.
That's all right. Hey, there's plenty of points on the board, gentlemen, and let me tell you, Final
I just gotta
Jeopardy.
get the clicks down.
Final Jeopardy. There might be opportunity for a little more points, but that's to be determined. Nick, back to you.
All right, let's finish out chin game for 100.
Nick.
Smeagol.
There he is. All right, bringing you to around 4,000 points. Nice job.
I've been avoiding this category, but let's do who sang the lyrics for 100.
Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I am the one. Ethan. Michael Jackson in Billie Jean is correct. That one was for 100 because I said the name of the song in the first 2 words. Ethan, you're bored.
Let me finish out video games.
Ethan.
Club Penguin.
Club Penguin is correct. Absolute legendary game. I don't know if the servers are still up, but if they are, I know what I'm doing tonight.
I think they,
I was gonna say, is that a screenshot from your own playthrough?
No.
Your own account?
No, it's not. Brings back good memories. All right, Ethan, good job. You got the board.
Read lyrics for 5.
Lyrics for 5. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Ethan.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z at 99 problems is correct. That's a big pull out of you, Petty. Closing the gap a little bit, 1,300 to 4,000, and you still have the board.
400. Same.
I'm feeling like a star. You can't stop my shine. I'm loving cloud 9. My head's in the sky. I'm solo. I'm riding solo. I'm riding solo. I'm riding solo. Solo.
I know the song, I just don't know the singer.
I know the guy too. I just can't think of the name. I know what it starts with. I
Sure.
know the first name. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm not confident enough to say
All
it.
right, Nick.
All right, I can't get blown out of this category, so I gotta take a shot. Is it Jay Sean?
Jay Sean is not the correct answer. Ethan.
Oh, I got it. It's Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo is correct in Riding Solo. I want to sing it, but I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, it's low key a good it's a good song. I was listening to it today actually. That's
It's
why
up and go.
All right, Petty, back to you.
300. Same.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Ethan.
Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth All-Star is correct. Ethan's making a little push, ladies and gentlemen. 2,000 even to Nick's 3,600, and you still have the board.
Lyrics 2.
And give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. Ethan.
It's Britney, bitch.
It's Brittany, bitch. That is correct. Oh, baby, baby. All right. Clean sweep of that category, I believe. So very well done. We got ourselves a little bit of a tighter game. Nick has a 1,400 point lead. That doesn't sound that close, but, you know, in Battle Axe Jeopardy, it's close. Ethan, back to you.
Grab bag 5.
Name 4 of the 7 dwarfs from Snow White. Nick.
Dopey. Goofy. Is that one?
No.
7. Am I done?
Yeah. You made me second guess myself, to be honest. I'm trying to remember what they are. And when you said Goofy, I'm pretty sure that's not one.
Yeah.
Ethan, do you want to ring in, or are you playing it safe?
Nope.
I'm pretty sure it's happy, grumpy, sleepy, dopey, doc,
Yeah.
bashful. I mean, that's pretty impressive, but Doc, grumpy, happy, dopey, bashful, sneezy, and
That's a tough one.
sleepy. That is a tough one. I don't think I deducted points.
No, you didn't.
All right, the gap tightens. Ethan, back to you.
Grab bag 4.
Ubby Dubby was a language created in what childhood show? I know Kyle knows this one, so Kyle, if you answer this question and say one of their names, I'll give them the point value. Any guesses though?
I feel like I'll probably know of the show. Like, it's probably Out of the Box or something. Zoom.
Zoom, and Kyle said Zoom. Ethan. The gap tightens even more. All right, Petty, I think you picked that one.
Yep. Do I get to pick again?
Yep.
No. Grab 3.
What was the name of the group Justin Timberlake used to be part of? Nick.
Was he in NSYNC?
He was in NSYNC. Good guess.
Shot in the dark, honestly.
Teletubbies? No, that wasn't the show. Good guess, though. Nick, you have the board.
Grab bag for 2.
What animals are pearls found in? Nikki.
Oysters.
Oysters is correct. Increases the lead a little bit. 1,000-point lead. Before we keep going, just a friendly reminder for all those who are in the chat, make sure to like and subscribe the channel and the video if you haven't already. Much appreciated. Nick, your pick. Ethan, your hand's up right now.
Cartoon mashup for 4.
Ethan.
Bart. Well, Simpsons, SpongeBob.
That's correct. Bart Simpson and Garrett Snail. Well done. Ethan, you have the board.
300.
Nick.
Up in Star Wars.
That is correct. Obi-Wan Carl Obi. And the last one is cartoon mashups for 200. A little bit of a graphic cartoon. Sorry
hand
about
up?
that. Yeah, Ethan.
It's Spider-Man and Mickey Mouse. Venom, to be specific.
Okay, all right. I'll
That
give
is
it to you.
correct. Mickey Mouse.
I wouldn't have
Venom.
accepted Spider-Man.
I wouldn't have either. But thanks for clarifying. Well done. Well done. Hey, we got ourselves a game. Nick has 3,900 and he's in the lead. Ethan has 32 and he is inching himself back into this. We're going to have a very exciting final Jeopardy here. To start, what is the category? 2023 NFL statistics. We're going to try to keep it a little bit on brand as we are a fantasy football show. 2023 NFL statistics is your category. Go ahead and text me your wagers, if you will. I meant to put in the Jeopardy thinking song, but I didn't. So, chat, how we doing? While we wait for some wagers to come in. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Beautiful Friday night. I also want to plug this. Throw some questions in the chat. After this show, we're gonna do a little Q&A, if you will, mostly with Nick and Ethan about just random things they want to talk about. But if there's some questions from the chat off script, we'll wing it. So go ahead and type them in now, and I'll pick through them after this. Let's see. Okay, Ethan's is in. Nick's is in.
Ethan's studying up over there.
All right.
Picking my bets.
No cheating, please. Just in general. 2-part question. 1. Which quarterback leads the league in interceptions thrown? And then the second part is which QB leads the league in touchdowns thrown? There are 2 players tied for the league.
Do you need both of them?
If you get both of them, you get your full wager. If you get one of them, you get half.
Can you text it to you?
Yes, please. Feel free to text it to me.
For question 2, do we need to get like one or the other, or do we need both? Or...
If you get both correct, you get your full points. If you get 1, you get half. If you get none, you get minus. Do. Someone in chat guessed Matt Jones. Pretty sure that's my mom. Shout out, Mama Trish. I think you're thinking of Mac Jones. I know you're a Cowboys fan, but put some respect on his name, even though he's hopefully getting benched. All right. I'm going to need your answers quickly. Go ahead and throw them in. Nick, talking to you mostly. All right, both players have answered. Starting with Ethan, who is trying to come from behind. That sounded weird. First, he said Josh Allen, in quotes, RIP. Why? Because he has him on his fantasy team. For the second question, which QB leads the league in touchdowns thrown, he said Patrick Mahomes and Tua. For Nick, he said Josh Allen for INTs, so the same as Nick. Or sorry, same as Ethan. And for QBs who leads the league in touchdowns thrown, he said Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. So some similarities here. Josh Allen does lead the league in INTs. However, he also leads the league in touchdowns thrown alongside Tua Tagovailoa. Nick got both correct. And Ethan got the first one. And did you guess Tua? You did. Both got both correct, which is very impressive. Not going to lie. It all comes down to the wagers. Ethan risked it all. He said, give me 3,200 on the block. He's going to get exactly that. So he's going to get 6,400. What did Nick wager is the big question. He also got them both right. So if he guessed all of it, he gets all of it. And that's exactly what he did. He wagered 3,900. Big ol' risk. And he's moving up. Quick math. I believe it's 78. Brandon, my mental math brother. You can check me on that. Either way, congrats, Nick. That was a tight battle. Ethan, hell of a job coming back. That was very entertaining. Hopefully you both enjoyed that as well, as much as I did anyways. Very well done. So now we're going to go ahead and just open it up, mostly to Nick and Ethan. Just kind of curious your thoughts on your team's current positions in the league. Moving forward as we head into the playoffs or we inch towards the playoffs, where's the confidence levels at, etc. So yeah, I'll open the floor to both of you first. Again, chat, if you have any questions that you would like us to answer, go ahead and toss them in there. And we'll get to those right after this. So Nick or Ethan, feel free to start us off.
Well, I'll go first. I'm glad I'm on Matchup of the Week this week because it's a good time to vent. I feel like I've lost like 5 games that could have gone either way, 50-50. Like I'm losing 1 to 10 point games that both teams seem to go off. So I'm sitting here at 4-6 with the most points for in the league, which is just brutal. Out of the playoff hunt, think I'm in 8th place. So, I mean, as it looks in the standings, 4-6, I'm not feeling too good, but roster wise, I feel good. I like my team, and I just have to have a good end of the season and shake off a lot of that bad luck before playoffs start.
Good stuff. Yeah, completely agree. Obviously, I mean, you got a very solid squad, but the close ones just haven't been falling your way. If they do, I mean, you're probably top of the standings. So moving forward, hopefully we can lower that difficulty level for you. And
I do play on a high difficulty.
yeah, and we can see what happens there. Ethan, what about you? Current thoughts on your squad as it stands?
Still trying to replace Nick Chubb. Had some like sleepers though, like kind of lie. I mean, Thielen's been a stud this year.
Zach Moss.
Nakua is a stud. Obviously Josh Allen's a stud. Tony Pollard can't find the end zone, but I still have faith in him. So yeah, we're kind of just like piecing it together. Need some more depth at running back, but still competitive. And I think the low scoring as of late, I think it's just like a kind of a little slump. I think that they're good enough to get out of it. So see how it goes. Make some trades maybe. See if I can acquire some more talent and get ready for the playoffs.
Good stuff. Yeah, I saw that you teased that in your shotgun video. So yeah, very curious to see if anything comes out of that. But either way, I think both of you have very solid squads. And I think this matchup could be a big one, honestly, for both of you in the long term. But probably a little bit more pressure on Nick's team, just given his current record. But yeah, I think that's good. We're going to go to the chat now. Let's go ahead and just field some questions. Let's see. At what point did you know you wanted to be internet famous? Okay. Shots fired. It was like October 8th, 94, I think. Basically right out of the womb. Okay, let's see. Who was your biggest flop draft pick this season? I'll open that up to Ethan and Nick.
I mean, flop, like performance flop. Let me look, because I've got a couple. Well, I mean, it's probably Tony Pollard so far, but yeah, he's been all right. I think more so just because of how much value he has potential at the beginning of the season. And then flop as in just like unlucky Nick Chubb for sure. Probably my best player, arguably my best player aside from Allen. So
cool. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. And then Ridley's also been kind of hit or miss, but I wouldn't consider that a flop. Nick?
Well, probably the worst pick I had, if you're just going off of like looking at the draft board and what was the worst pick I could have had, it was, I think, taking Najee third round. But I see Brady's in here. I was lucky enough to make a deal with Brady. He was lucky enough to get rid of him for a good player himself. So Najee seems to bring good luck to every team except for Andy. So I don't know if I'm going to go with Najee. I'll probably say Devontae Adams has been a bit of a disappointment, taking him second round, kind of early second round, like 12th overall. So I'm not too happy with his output yet, but who knows? That could change.
Yeah. No, I think those are both valid options. For me, if anyone's curious, I'd probably say both Damian Pierce and Miles Sanders were both going to be my RB2 and 3, or hopefully RB2s. They both just suck ass all of a sudden. So, yeah, that was my biggest flop. Luckily, Gibbs is showing some promise. Dan Campbell took the Ferrari out of the garage, if you will. And then I also traded for Mostert, so hopefully that pays out. But Pearson and Miles Sanders were just garbage. All right, next question. Let's see. If Andy were your wingman, would you prefer him to be 12 drinks deep or 2 Matty A rolled joints deep?
12 beers, not even close.
12 beers. I mean, neither is going to be a pretty sight with Andy, but
What a question.
it's the lesser of two evils. So we're going 12 beers.
Yeah, probably a little more personable. He was probably about that during my wedding. I think he was hugging like all the relatives, just having a good old time. Great question. All right, let's see. Which team do you think could make a late playoff push? From B. Mitch. Ethan, Nick, thoughts on that?
I think it's a Nicky. I think he might push.
I would agree
Well,
with that.
Not including my team. Let me look at the standings. I mean,
I was just gonna
we're talking about what, 4 teams here?
basically. Well,
I feel like
it's tight.
I feel like I'm gonna say Brad here. He's below me in the standings, and you've had even worse luck than I have at 3 and 7. But I don't know. I have confidence in winning this week against Ethan and equaling up our records here. And Brad's on a roll. I think his team's starting to put up points last like 3 or 4 weeks here. So I'll say Brad.
Appreciate that. I hope you're right. I'd love to see that, but the standings are tight in our league right now, so I think it's going to be very tough. Adversely to that, which team who is currently in the playoffs do you think could fall out? Again, the top 6 teams right now are Slug, B. Mitch, Aldridge, Brady, Spragg, and Sam Terry.
This is easy, and I hate to just call him out like this, but I think Mathieu is done. I think he's in some big trouble here. Just lost Burrow for the year and Andrews for the year.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
I will say
Last night's game was insane, by the way. Like that sucked. Prayers up to Burrow and Andrews and obviously Aldi, but yeah, that was just a shitty game. Sorry to cut you off, Nick.
no, that's fine. I mean, I was gonna say that Aldi's kind of done what he's done with Burrow not being that great of a quarterback this year. Like
That's true.
it could have been totally valid for Aldi to replace him before this point. So losing Andrews is tough, but he still has CMC, the MVP, best player in fantasy, I think. So I'm probably gonna say Sam. I feel like Sam has I don't know. His team has kind of fallen apart in my opinion. He's getting A-Chain back, which is going to help, but I don't like the way his team's been trending since he was in first place a couple weeks back. Seems like he's on that downturn.
For sure. Cool. Let's see. Brady asked, which team has had the worst starts or sits? Examples. That might be hard to just pull off the dome, but if you have any.
Yeah, I feel like he's targeting me here, but I've lost 2 weeks in a row for sitting Dak. So thanks,
True,
Brady.
True. He's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
like,
I
Nick.
know my own team more than anyone, so maybe somebody else has had it rough too. But I definitely added 2 L's to my record that way.
Honestly, I remember I was just looking at Sleeper today to see how the Thursday night game shook out fantasy-wise, and I mean, Gus Bus was on a roll, and Andy benched him, and he put up like 21 or something. So,
Saw that.
I mean, I feel like most of the time I check Andy's roster, besides when he plays against me, because that's when his starting lineup goes off. But his bench, I feel, always has decent points. So that's kind of the first team that comes to mind for me, Brady. Again, that I don't have like specific examples, but besides Gus Edwards last night. Ethan, anything off the dome for you?
nothing immediate. I was just looking, but I mean, not.
Yeah.
I feel like if I have a bad week, for me personally, it's
Yeah.
just a bad week. There's nobody that would have saved me on the bench. Yeah, nothing coming to mind.
Cool. Probably the last question here from Greg. Do the Patriots have a chance at Caleb Williams? If so, will it really fix the team?
I attack this one.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think the Patriots will win another game this season. I really don't. Even against the Giants, like they're so horribly atrocious. And I still think that there might be a shot that they can sneak their way in above Carolina. Well, technically Chicago's pick, but I think that they can find a way to do it. Like this season is, if you thought 2020 was bad, this is like a dumpster fire inside a dumpster, and they just have nothing going for them, and I don't see it getting any better. And I don't think that Williams, I think he's kind of a diva, but I don't think it's going to fix the team. I mean, they need a quarterback, but one guy's not going to do it. They have so many issues that need to be addressed: coaching, front office, receivers, replacing linemen. Like, there's so much that they have to do to be good again, even competitive. But if they spend some goddamn money, maybe that, can turn around. I'm sick of just, this is the product that we get, and I have to pay $20 for a damn Bud Light when I go to Gillette.
Yeah.
Watch this shit.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, that's been building over the last couple weeks. I just had to vent.
Yeah. Nick, what are your thoughts? I think we all agree with that, Ethan.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a shot at Caleb Williams. I would kind of give up on that dream unless, it's starting to line up where we're week 17 and we're one loss away from taking him, getting that first spot. But I don't think we're going to get him. I feel like we're going to see a second half, last half of the season here where people are fighting for their jobs and actually playing to win. It's not really like the NFL way to tank because, you have people's careers on the line. Like Mac's gone. Belichick might be gone. You have GMs who are going to be gone. So I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of free agents this year. I don't know if anyone's going to want to come to a team that's 2-15. So I don't think they're going to tank. I think they'll win a couple games and obviously not make playoffs. But on the bright side, I truly think we just got to fix wide receiver and quarterback, and we have a competitive roster again. Like our O-line, it's decent. We have Andrews back. Brown's been okay, but Andrews and Strange and Onwenu, we have a decent O-line. So offense really just needs a fix at wide receiver and a fix at quarterback, and I think we're back to being semi-competitive here, especially with our defense looking the way it has. A little more optimistic than most, I guess, but
I agree. Yeah, I think to answer the whatever his name is, Caleb Williams, maybe. And I don't know. I feel like some of his sideline antics are kind of like childish, so I'm not sure if that's just
I agree.
him, growing up. But I also don't watch a ton of college football, so I don't know how much of a study he truly is. But we'll see. I do think the Pats are going to string together a couple of wins that nobody in the fan base wants right now, really, just as far as the draft capital goes. I think we play the Giants in a couple weeks, that's going to be an absolute mess. If we lose that, then maybe we'll be like, okay, we are truly tanking. But I think I side with Nick. I don't think that's going to happen, so to speak. And then the last thing I'll touch on for the Pats, gibberish, is people who are calling out Belichick and saying to get him out. I completely disagree with that. I feel like that's all made up mostly by the media, just so they have something to talk about. But the amount of success that he's brought the Patriots over the last 2 decades, without him, none of that happens. I think if we fire him, it ain't getting pretty anytime soon. So I say we kind of stick with him. Maybe reel back the GM responsibilities a little bit so we can, like Ethan said, pay some players. But I think Belichick on your sideline is something that you'll always want until he's retired. But that's kind of my 2 cents there. All right. any final thoughts from either of you, Ethan or Nick?
I don't know, Nikki. Any final thoughts?
I feel like Ethan and I are currently in some trade talks, and we're close, but not too close. And
Oh, we're close. We're real close. This side of the deal, on my side of the table, the deal is done. I think it's a great trade. Nikki, why don't we put it up to the people? See if the people think it's fair. You be willing to do that? And if they think it's fair, then we get it done right now, live.
no. Unfortunately, I can't take that risk. I don't know if the plebs are fans of Revenge Tour here, so they might not vote in my favor.
You can just take it into consideration. I think it's fair.
Yeah, I mean, that would be interesting, but I won't force anything here. Especially because if I was in Nick's position, I'd probably say the same thing. I'd probably say no.
We're close. We're close. He's sent me some intriguing offers, but he's getting greedy.
Nikki,
I'm getting greedy.
Oh, give me Andrew McElhaney. All right. Good stuff. Well, thanks again. Appreciate both of you taking the time to hop on tonight. That was a ton of fun. I hope you guys both have a great Friday night and a good weekend. Everyone who showed up in the chat, appreciate all you. Last plug, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And tune in. We'll be back next week, most likely. Maybe, because it's Thanksgiving. But thanks again. Appreciate both of you, and best of luck this week. All right.
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
See you guys.